So here we are. This is my draft map, okay, and it talks about how we feel and how by different feelings we then react, and then all of them then turn to work out that we go to food. So anyway, pop that over there. So that's what we've been doing. So that's what we did in the therapy, and that's what I've got out this week and had a real good look at it and made me start to focus obviously on what's been going on. I've just realised I stopped the video and started again, so I think this YouTube is going to be in two parts. But I was getting to about 11 minutes before. As you know, I can ramble. So yeah, so anyway, getting back to where we were talking about. So obviously the food, the emotions, all that sort of thing, looking at that, getting back on track now. So, and obviously getting that job gave me a bit of a boost as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get out there and do the best that I can with regards my eating and keeping it on a level. And I suppose you've got to look at it, you know, if we could all sort it out, and if we could sort our head out with all our eating issues and all those sorts of things, we wouldn't need to have surgery, or I wouldn't need to have surgery. I'm also very aware that it is going to be so difficult when I have the surgery and go through almost that bereavement process. As much as, yes, I will still be able to carry on doing the socialising and eating a certain amount of the foods that I like, there may come a time when I can't eat any of the foods due to dumping syndrome. So I'm going to have to get my head around that. I'm going to have to look at my map, and I'm going to have to find different ways of dealing with those emotions rather than putting the food in my mouth to suppress my emotions. Because what came out of my therapy was, I don't tell people how I feel. I don't tell people when they upset me and I get angry. And instead of taking that anger out on the person or situation that has caused it, I eat. And so the eating suppresses the feeling, and I get that euphoric feeling for 2 or 3 seconds at best sometimes. And yeah, it's gone. But that feeling is still there. But then on top of that feeling of anger towards the situation or the person, there's then the feelings of guilt and worry and anxiety that has built up because I've eaten something I don't want to say shouldn't have, because it doesn't make any difference to me. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, a bar of chocolate or a sandwich or whatever. It's just food suppressing what I'm actually feeling. So, oh, I think I stopped there because my battery's getting low. So, anyway, I'm just going to plug my thingy in, so hopefully we won't lose. Oh, there we go. So we won't lose connection again, although it's going to make that quite wobbly. Okay. One day I'll get the hang of all this and be absolutely bob on with everything. But it's a learning curve like anything, I suppose. So yeah, so obviously, you know, eating doesn't, you know, get rid of that emotion. It just makes it even worse. And I think I said back in February I was going to try and do a month of not actually having chocolate and seeing how long I could last. Well, I lasted, I think it was about 7 weeks of no chocolate, which of course I'm really proud of. But what I then realised I was doing, I'd stop eating chocolate, but I'd be eating sweets instead. You know, things like fudge, or, you know, like those squishy jelly things, you know, like Haribo and things like that. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, you're not eating chocolate as a way of getting it out of your system, but you're replacing it with something else. And I suppose this is what I'm trying to say. You know, we need to deal with what's going on rather replacing it with something else. And I know, you know, this is something they say to you when you have the surgery. You've got to be so careful with not replacing your food with another type of addiction, whatever that may be. Although I'd be quite happy to replace it with an exercise addiction rather than, you know, a dumping chocolate addiction, really, because the sound of dumping doesn't really fill me with glee, and I'm probably going to try and keep away from those types of foods as much as I can. I don't want to risk. I know there are people out there that don't dump, but I don't really want to take that risk if I can help it. So, yeah, so there we go. So that's all sort of like my food, weight loss related stuff. Told you about my new job. We're going to do the Great North Run. I'm starting to get out and move. So yeah, so we've got Easter coming up. Haven't got too much planned. We're going to do it, keep it nice and chilled. You know, see how things go. Anyway, whatever you're doing this Easter weekend, I hope you have a nice time. Let's hope the weather isn't too bad depending on where we live in the country. Anyway, look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye.